In this lesson, we're going to be looking at special products of polynomials. So these are special patterns you can memorize, but I want you to remember you can always go back to FOIL or the distributive property or the box method, whatever you choose to do these products as well. These are just kind of nice to know if you know them, but again, if you're already kind of struggling with the multiplication itself, feel free to just keep practicing what you already know, okay? But that being said, let's look at the first special pattern. So what this one is talking about a square of a binomial. So that means what if we take, like a plus b and square it? Well, what you're going to notice is if you think about algebra tiles, when you're multiplying a plus b and a plus b, think about this as a table as well, you're just finding the areas. And what you'll notice is it's always going to end up being two ABs in the middle. The only difference is if the AB is positive or negative. How do you know if it's positive or negative using the pattern? Simple. Did you add the two terms together or did you subtract them? Okay? But again, if you don't know this pattern, by the end of the day, it doesn't matter. As long as you can do your regular FOIL or whatever, it'll be fine. But let's take a look at some examples and I'll show you those special patterns. So because I see for A, this is 2x plus 6, that whole thing squared. So that's what's important. You see how it's to the power of 2? Um, well, then I can think, okay, well, cool, there's a special pattern here. All I need to do is think about this as A plus B squared. And remember, a plus b squared is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So what's important here is what is a and what is b. So a is 2x and b is 6, right? Then all I have to do is fit that in to the pattern. So I know it has to be whatever the value of a is in parentheses squared. It's a plus in the middle, so I'm going to put plus and then 2 times a times b plus whatever b squared is. And again, putting everything in parentheses. Then all I have to do is simplify this out. So 2x squared, remember your exponent rules? It's 2 squared times x squared, which is 4x squared, plus, and then 2 times 6 is 24. Don't lose that x. And then 6 squared is 36. Okay? So that's how we use the shortcut. But remember, if the shortcut is something that you may not want to spend your time memorizing right now, feel free to think about this as a product like we did in the last lesson. So 2x plus 6 squared is the same thing as 2x plus 6 times 2x plus 6. Then you can go ahead and FOIL or box it out. It's up to you. So if I did the box, 2x plus 6 down the side, 2x plus 6 across the top, this gives me 4x squared plus 12x plus 12x plus 36, which once I combine my like terms, gives me the exact same thing as that shortcut. And you'll see it actually didn't take me that much longer to do it this way, so again, I leave it up to you, whatever makes the most sense to you. The shortcut does make things a little faster for us sometimes, but again, if you're not in a time crunch or if you're not worried about, memorizing incorrectly, feel free to just multiply that out, okay? So let's look at B. Right here, same deal. I noticed that, hey, this is a binomial, right? Two terms to the second power. So what that means is, hey, I've got a pattern I can use. This time it's a minus in the middle, so I know I'm using the bottom one right here. And all I have to do is figure out what is A and what is B. So here A is 3x, B is y, and then I'm just going to plug that into the pattern. So same thing, use your parentheses. 3x in parentheses squared, minus this time because it's a minus between the a and the b. Then it'll be 2 times a times b, so 2 times 3x times y, plus y squared. Always plus at the end, so you want to see that. Okay, then just simply multiply it out, and we're done. So 3x squared, 3 squared times x squared is 9x squared. Minus 2 times 3 is 6, and then don't forget your xy, and then y squared. Okay. If you want to check that, you can feel free to again go back to FOIL, the box, your distributed property, or your regular multiplication, and it should all work out, okay? So go ahead and take a moment and try 1 through 4 for me. And again, it'd be great if you can practice the special pattern for today, but if you're not sure and you want to double check, go ahead and use your foil or your box or whatever you're using. And then when it comes down to a quiz or a test, I really won't care how you do it, just make sure you do it correctly, okay? So we'll come back and check in a moment. All right, so how do we do? So you don't actually have to do what I did every time and write down A and B, but I like to do that just to visually remember what that is. And remember, if it helps, you can also write down your rules. So remember, for the plus, it's A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. And for the minus, this is A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. So you can even do that to help you out with it. But again, I hope you practice that shortcut. If not, definitely come back to class and ask me some questions. Okay, we're going to stop right here, keeping this nice and short and sweet. We'll do the second special product and that mental math bit tomorrow in class. Thank you for listening.